Well, hello. We're going to get started on some things that'll help you do better in this course. And I'm Keith Klein. I'm your instructor, and we'll talk from time to time just like this. I'll do kind of a webcam conversation with you via YouTube, and you'll be able to find out a lot of the things that are happening. So let's get started. First of all, you're a course that requires you to take your speeches on a camera with an audience and submit them via the kind of internet situation that is set up within Connect. And those are all things that you need to already have mastered. You are supposed to, at this point, have uplinked a practice video, and you also have your self-introduction video coming up very fast. Please check all that out. You're in 84N. It is a 16-week course in 8 weeks. So everything is doubled up. And so when you go and look at the course class sessions, you'll see that you're doing 2 things every week, which essentially are 2 different sessions of work. You're doing 2 per week. All right. So let's talk about the shot. When you take your video, see the shot? Now I'm going to say this because there's going to be somebody out there that will absolutely defy what I'm saying right now. You do, and I guarantee you, your grade will suffer considerably. This is the only shot I ever want to see from your video. An inch or 2 above the head, bust line. That's it. This close, this shot, nothing else. All right. Come back to that in a second. You must introduce your audience. In order to introduce your audience, they walk in front of the camera. So this is the shot. All right, you got the shot set up. They come walking in. They say, my name is Keith Klein, and I am 48 years old. If they don't want to give their age, they must say, I am over 21. Remember, they have to be 16 years of age or older. Most people don't mind, but if you have someone that has a problem giving their age, then tell them, just say that I'm over 21. All right. Each member of the audience, one by one, passes in front of the camera. Do not adjust the camera. If they have to lean down a little bit, fine. Walk in front of the camera. Look straight in the camera. Pause for a second. Give their name and their age. Leave. The next person comes in. After the last person finishes introducing themselves, and you need 6, see that? 5 and 1 extra is 6. You need 6 members of the audience, 16 years of age or over. Once they have finished introducing themselves, then you walk into this exact shot. Never, never, never anything but this shot. We'll talk more about that, but this is the shot and the only shot we want to see. Now, you can zoom to this shot from way back there. You need to remember your microphone is on your camera. So even though you can get this close, the microphone is still back there. So what I suggest is you move the camera in, you don't zoom in, you keep the camera nice and close. Your audience is sitting out there. All right, so you're looking at the audience when you're speaking. I'm going to rephrase that because you're not really looking at them. But they're in front of you. Understand that? They are in front of you. I don't want anyone's head in the shot. I don't want to be seeing through anyone, etc., etc. So you have the audience directly in front of you. Only speak to the camera. I am the person who puts the grade down. Your audience should love you. They should be your friends and relatives. So they're going to feel real good about whatever you say. I am the judge of what you're doing. So speak only to the camera. Don't see the camera as a piece of hardware. See the camera as this, gray-haired fat guy that's talking to you, who is actually the person who's watching and listening to the speeches and putting down a grade. When you are done with your speech, pause for a second, and then your camera person should turn off the camera. Do not leave while you're still talking. That's terrible. Try not to be in a position where you have to turn the camera off and on. That gets to be awkward. And make sure you do not show your audience again at the end of the speech. One time at the beginning. Once you start your audience introductions, you may never turn off the camera. We can tell. We turn off the camera, then that could mean the audience went home, or you edited the audience into whatever you did. That will cause you to possibly fail this class. All right? I know I'm coming on really strong, but you can't imagine how many times I have said this in past classes, and students still don't follow what I'm saying. All right. Understand how the audience is introduced, understand how many audience members you have, understand the camera shot, etc., etc. Now, other things. Do not stand in front of bright lights. Your camera has an iris on it, and it will iris down to the point where I won't be able to see your face. No bright lights behind you. This office is terrible because there's a lot of distracting things behind me. A plain wall is the best. Never, but never stand in front of a window or a door with light coming in. No bright lights above your head because that'll cause shadows to cause the light should be equal on your face. I need to be able to see your face. I need to be able to see your eyes. Eye contact is a huge part of how you'll be judged in this class. Okay, so eye contact, light, sound, all very important. Be careful of things that are distracting in your house. I've had people with police monitors, and while they're speaking, police monitor comes on and says, car 54, go to 7th and Elm and check out this, that, or the other thing. They don't even notice it because they're so used to it being there. We have dogs. We have kids. You send your kids into the other room, but there's a TV on in there, and it's loud enough that it interferes with me trying to pay attention to the speech that you're giving. Control your environment. All right. No shiny objects on the walls behind you. Nothing to distract from you. Don't wear any shiny jewelry. Anything that'll cause light to cause the camera to iris down, because those things happen every semester in this class. Dress for the speech. No baseball caps. No sweatshirts. No t-shirts. Dress like you are performing a speech for an audience. If you don't look like you care, then your grade will show that I thought you didn't care. All right, make sure you pay very close attention to that. All right, a couple of other things. If you have looked at the syllabus, you know that there are some things due. I'm looking at another monitor over here, and what you want to do is you want to first go into the announcement section and read all of the announcements. I'm getting some emails from some of you, and you obviously haven't read how you are supposed to put the subject line material in the subject line. Please read that. It's important. Then you go to the Start Here. That's where you will find the syllabus and the course calendar. When you're ready, you go to the class sessions, and I'm in session 1 for this class. And you see a lot of information there. And online classes are not the easiest thing to navigate if you've never done one. But you go down near the bottom and you'll see that they have PowerPoints there, and you'll be able to look at stuff there, and you'll be able to see how things are supposed to be, some additional information. You will also see supplemental activities, and occasionally you'll see Learn Smarts. Let me say something about the Learn Smarts. Learn Smarts are for your benefit. Even if they indicate that you get credit for it, no. The only credit for anything you do in this class is outlined in the syllabus. No points anywhere else for any reason. Okay? Please understand that. Do the Learn Smarts. Do the peer reviews. Do all the other things you can do, because ultimately they're going to help you do better in this class. When you get down to the sessions, it'll tell you what chapters to read in the textbook. All right, and the textbook is something that when you signed up for this class, you got. One of the things you want to really pay attention to, because if you don't know about it, it's going to be very difficult for you to figure out where anything is a little bitty kind of subtle thing that says Assignments and Assessment. Click on that, because that's where the information is hidden for what you're supposed to do. When you do that, you'll see Register for Connect, Discussion Board 1, Syllabus Quiz. There's a syllabus quiz. And there's also the information on the practice video. And then you get into 2 Learn Smarts. And there's even a sample video in there that will kind of give you some hints about some things you can do for your self-introduction speech. The actual next step is you go back out to the tabs and you will see discussions. You click on the discussions, and that's where the discussion board is. There's an indication it's in the assignments and assessments. Don't do it there. Go out to the tab for discussions. There are questions there. You must put a response up by Wednesday at midnight. Respond to the question. Answer the question. Do not respond to anyone's posting until beginning Thursday morning. Then Thursday morning, you must read everyone's response, pick one other person, and comment on their response as you're instructed in the directions for the discussion board. All right? So, comments from Thursday on, the actual answer from Monday morning at 8 o'clock until Wednesday night at midnight. There are 160 points available in the discussion boards. 16 of them, 10 points each. 1,000 points total available in the class. 160 points is 1.5 letter grades. You've got to do the discussion boards to do well in this class. Do both points. If you don't do one or the other, you can't get more than 5 points. And if you don't do it completely on either side, you won't even get 5 points. All right. So when you respond to someone, don't say, good idea. That's not a response. It tells you, offer them some suggestions, comment further, those kinds of things. So pay very close attention to that as you get involved. All right. What else? Don't work ahead. Generally, you can't work ahead. I see some evidence that some people are trying to do every Learn Smart now. Don't do that. For one, there are no points involved, and for the other, you will only cause yourself great confusion by working ahead. Most things, discussion boards, exams, speeches, you can't get into because there's a set date for opening and a set date for closing. Generally, this class, anything that you need to know and do, starts at 8 a.m. on Monday. It will close at 11:59 p.m. the following Sunday. All right? So any exams, any speeches, any discussion boards, things like that, all have to be posted by the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. There are 5 speeches and a public speaker critique. If you fail to do any one of those, you will fail the class. I don't care how good your grade is anywhere else. You must do all 6 of those speech-related things. You must have an audience of 6 people for every speech. You must have this shot and the kind of quality of audio where I can hear you and the kind of video where I can see you for everything you do. I'm available in my office. My syllabus gives you my phone number and contact information. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. When you start to do any of the work where you have to submit something, please don't wait till the last minute, because occasionally there'll be a power failure, power hit while you're doing an exam, and it'll kick you out. But if you wait until 11:55 p.m. on Sunday night, tough. Nothing anyone can do for you. Another thing I'm seeing already is some people have signed up for this course knowing when the classes start, when they end, when spring break is. And ironically, I'm getting some people already asking me, can I not attend class, or can I miss this or that? It's not a good idea before the class has even started to start figuring out ways that you don't have to do something. I strongly suggest that you do everything that needs to be done, establish a record, let somebody see how good you can do, and then we can talk. But I'm not willing to talk to anyone right now that signs up for a course that is either 8 weeks or 16 weeks long and then says, oh, by the way, I have a honeymoon trip planned and I'm going to miss 2 weeks of class. Shouldn't have signed up for the class. I'm sorry. I hate to be the tough guy on this, but that's the way it is. Please read the syllabus carefully. Every semester, I started out, as I tell people, with about an 8-page syllabus. It's now up to 20-some pages because every semester something else comes along, and so we put that into the syllabus so you'll know ahead of time what you need to do. One other quick thing on your speeches: never, but never sit while doing a speech. Unless you have an ADA reason, you must stand while giving your speech. Each speech, except where noted, requires a speaking outline and a preparation outline. All communication with me must come from your Ivy Tech email address to my Ivy Tech email address and be sent as an email. Don't try to post it anywhere. I won't read it. I won't look for messages. I won't look for postings inside of Connect. You must send it to me. When you send your preparation outline and your speaking outline and sometimes visuals, send them to me as attachments to the same email message. Don't send me 4 email messages to get all of it to me. 1 email message, at least all of the things that you have to send in attached to the same email message. All right, I know I've covered a lot, and I know you're probably thinking, oh my God, I'm terrified of the class already, and now this guy's coming on like he's going to be the worst possible teacher I've ever had my entire life. I'm an easy guy to get along with. You do the work and do it credibly, you will have at least a C in this course. A's and B's are pretty easy to come by. Show improvement, keep doing a good job, turn in stuff on time, follow directions. Okay? Again, if you have any questions, call me in my office. It's a speech class. I am not an English teacher. I don't like to write. I do like to talk. So call me and we'll talk over anything that you may want to talk about. If you're not in the immediate area, there's a toll-free number you can use so it doesn't cost you anything to call me to talk. All right? Again, let me just say one other quick thing here. My job in this class is not to turn you into a keynote speaker at some big national speech convention. My job is to make you and I understand you don't like speaking, you don't want to be in this class, you have to take it, okay, fine. My job is to make you feel comfortable enough when this class is over that if you have to go to a school board meeting on behalf of your child or a city or a county council meeting on behalf of yourself, you will not be so terrified about speaking in public that you won't do it. I'm not trying to make you something you're not. I know how uncomfortable a lot of people are with speaking. I will work with you. We'll get through this. Pay attention to the comments I give in the critiques. All right. You have a good one. I'm looking forward to seeing your first efforts, and we're going to make this class as much fun as is humanly possible. You have a great one. We'll talk to you next time.